Interested in joining the choir. She's not a performer, but she's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, you don't have to be a performer to sing in this choir. Yeah. Just have to, let me take this.
Your people showed up.
When is the concert? When is the party? Is it Wednesday?
No, next week.
Oh, you know how to warm me up. I've heard that lovely tenor voice that
Especially on the iPad. He's going through. He wants to be.
Nobody escapes this life. You know what I wish? I think about it.
We had a really fun time Saturday night. I did not need dancers.
They're still pretty young, right? But still pretty young. Yeah, they're like, I was trying to remember, I'm like, did they come on time? Aren't they pretty young? What do you mean? What do you mean? That is not that
Usually I've been doing it for like 3 years. I can kind of get
a lot of people forget that. Yeah. And one is just a friend and just make it so easy.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have.
World didn't give it to me.
Oh, this love that I have. Yeah.
World didn't give it to me.
This love that I have. Oh, the world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, the strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, this strength that I have, yeah. Oh, this strength that I have. Oh, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. Give it up for Mark Steele, everybody. That I have. Oh, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, yeah. Oh, this joy that I have, yeah. Oh, this joy that I have. To me, oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world didn't take it away. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have. World didn't give it. Oh, this joy that I have. Yeah. Oh, this joy that I have. Oh, the world. I said the world didn't give it. World didn't give, the world didn't take it. The world didn't give, the world didn't take it. The world didn't take, didn't give, yeah. Oh, the world, oh, the world, oh, the world, oh, the world. The world can't take it away.
Beautiful. We are Portland Interfaith Gospel Choir, and so honored to be here as a part of this celebration of this prayer vigil. That was a song called This Joy That I Have. It's a traditional gospel song, so it's like a congregational song. And the next song that we're going to do is about joy. I think it's important to sing about what might be a struggle for you right now. And I don't know about you, but centering back in to that part of joy is a good challenge right now, so we're going to sing about it. And this next song is an arrangement by Leandria Johnson, and it says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy's going to come in the morning." Come on now. All right. And our lead vocalist is Miss Arietta Ward. And you heard from the wonderful Alexis Walker on This Joy That I Have. Yes.
someone like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Once was blind, but now I see we've been made. We've been made endure for a night, but joy is gonna come in the morning. We've been made endure. We've been made endure for a night. Joy is coming. Joy is gonna come in the morning. I came to Jesus just as I was, so wounded, weary, and sad. I found in Him a resting place, and also when I found there, we've been made endure for a night. But joy is here. It comes. Never worry, we've been made endure. He's made endure for joy. Oh, we talk about joy. Our joy. Joy. My joy. Joy in the morning. Joy in the evening. We talk about joy. Talk about joy. Talk about joy. You can find your joy. In the morning, afternoon, and evening, find your joy. When you can't see it, just know that it's there. Joy. Find your joy. Find your joy. You find it all around you. Never question where it is. It's right here inside of you. Talk about joy, joy. Soprano. Sound wonderful, do it again. Joy. If you know you join in, sing joy. Magnificent. Joy, joy, joy. Yeah. Now it's up our toes. Come and sing about the joy. Joy from a very special place. Talk about joy. Yes, joy, 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 joy. They wonderful joy, joy, joy. Come on, tenors. Come and sing about your joy. Joy, joy, joy. Magnificent. We talk about joy. Joy. Oh, everybody talk about and sing joy. Our joy. Your joy. Moving up the ether. We have a joy. Don't let nobody take it. Joy. Talk about joy. I have joy. You will have joy. It fills this place. Joy. Never go away. Joy, joy, joy. Talk about the joy. Talk about joy. Joy. He's talking joy in my heart.
Well, good evening, everyone. That was some joy. What a wonderful way to get started this evening. Welcome to the Chapel of Christ the Teacher here at University of Portland on our beautiful bluff. Our Christmas lights are still shining, hopefully bringing a little bit of joy to the dark, cold night air. My name is Father Tim Weed. I am a Holy Cross priest, and I have the great pleasure of serving here as Director of Campus Ministry at University of Portland. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our chapel for our Interfaith Vigil celebration in honor of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tonight we welcome people of many faith traditions, those who come open with questions and hope, something that's so important in our world right now, to ask questions and be open to hope. Tonight is part of MLK Day ON. We don't take the day off at UP, we do it on. Freedom, community, solidarity, and justice. And this evening sits in the middle of our three-part movement over the course of this special weekend. Yesterday we had a day of service, and ahead of tomorrow's reflection and action, we couch ourselves this evening in prayer, which was so important to Dr. King's own work and ministry. If you're able, I hope you'll join us tomorrow as we continue our MLK Day On by reflecting and acting together in light of tonight's witness. It's also fitting that this week is a very special week here at the university as we have our inaugural Holy Cross Mission Week. The Holy Cross priests and brothers have been here at University of Portland since the very beginning, and this week we celebrate the charism, the special gift and call that we have in the ministries of the Congregation of Holy Cross and our shared call to make God known, loved, and served in our world. As we approach the feast day of Blessed Basil Moreau, the founder of Holy Cross, this coming Tuesday, January 20th, we call to mind a Holy Cross conviction that fits for our theme this evening. We are called to be people of hope, formed for mission and sent for healing into the world. Thank you again for being here. Thank you to the Portland Interfaith Gospel Choir, who graces us with your music each and every year at this celebration. To our students who will help lead us this evening. Now it is my great pleasure to invite up here to the podium Shombe Brown, our Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, to offer our opening framing for this evening's vigil. Shombe.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shombe. I'm deeply grateful that you're here tonight. Thank you for believing in the mission and vision of this university on the bluff that we know and love. And thank you to everyone who made tonight possible. Our MLK Day On committee, our campus partners, campus ministry, the Moreau Center, all who have shaped this weekend. Special thanks to you, the Portland Interfaith Gospel Choir, for opening us up in a way that already feels like prayer. And to Father Weed, thank you for welcoming us into this sacred space. And especially thank you to the students that you will hear and see from this evening. This weekend, we're living one MLK Day On in three connected movements because the work of Dream is never just one thing. Yesterday we served, tonight we gather, tomorrow we reflect and act. And tonight matters because it is the bridge. A bridge is where you don't stay, but you also don't get to skip it. You cross it with intention. You let it carry you from what you've done into what you must become. Yesterday, many of us served, hands busy, bodies moving, schedules full, and that is good and holy work. But we also know that service can be beautiful and still become thin if it's disconnected from reflection, relationship, and repair. And action can be urgent and still become misdirected if it isn't rooted in moral clarity and shared commitment. So we gather tonight to deepen the why, to locate ourselves again, to remember, to mourn what must be mourned, to honor dignity, to strengthen hope, and to recommit, not as individuals trying hard, but as a community willing to be formed. Our theme this year is 4 words that hold each other upright: freedom, community, solidarity, justice. Freedom without community can become escape. You probably heard it, maybe you've said it. Well, I got mines. Community without solidarity can become a club, close, comfortable, and selective. Solidarity without justice can remain sentiment, compassion without change. But when these four are held together, freedom, community, solidarity, justice, they become a pathway toward the beloved community Dr. King named, not a fantasy, but a disciplined love, expressed socially, structurally, and spiritually. And a vigil tonight is more than an event. A vigil is a stance. A vigil says, we will stay awake. Awake to pain that is too often ignored, awake to truth that is too often denied, awake to the sacred worth of lives too often treated as disposable, and awake to possibility. Because hope is not denial, hope is the refusal to surrender the future. And because this is an interfaith vigil, we gather with gifts from many traditions, different languages for the holy, different practices of prayer and song, but a shared conviction that dignity is real, that love is demanded, and that our responsibilities to one another are not optional. It takes heart to show up for that, and I'll say what I believe is true about this community. You maybe heard it before, that I'm proud that you're here. I'm grateful for your courage. Courage comes from a word meaning heart, and heart is what pilots have in abundance. So tonight, let this gathering do its work in you. Let it soften what needs softening. Let it strengthen what needs strengthening, and clarify what needs clarifying, so that tomorrow, when we reflect and act, we do it together with clarity and courage. And now, to help us gather, to help us really gather, we're going to begin by returning to the words that have echoed across the generations, excerpts from Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. As you listen, I invite you to listen for those four commitments moving underneath the dream. Freedom, assisted upon, community expanded, solidarity as a we and not a me, and justice, urgent, concrete, and unfinished. Our students will offer these excerpts as more than history. It's a living summons. So without further ado, let's welcome our first reader.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Machiko Kibu. I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon of light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to the end of the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free.
So we will be singing a refrain in between each of the readings, and we invite you to sing along with us on this call and response. Yes? Up above my head, there's freedom in the air. Up above my head, there's freedom in the air. I really do believe there's freedom right here. There's freedom right here.
In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men, as well as white men, will be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promission, not insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
Up above my head, there's freedom in the air. Up above my head, there's freedom in the air. I really do believe there's freedom right here. There's freedom right here. Yes.
But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. And so, we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
Up above my head, there's justice in the air. Up above my head, there's justice in the air. I really do believe there's justice right here.
Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
Up above my head, up above my head, there's justice in the air. Justice in the air. Up above my head, up above my head, there's justice in the air. There's justice in the air. I really do believe, there's justice right here. There's justice right here.
Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. And so, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream today. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
I think I'm going to change this call to faith. Is that all right, y'all? Feel called to do that, yes. Up above my head, up above my head, there's faith in the air. Faith in the air. Up above my head, up above my head, there's faith in the air. Faith in the air. And I really do believe there's faith right here. There's faith right here.
And this will be the day. And this will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we will allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, and from every state and every city, we'll be able to speed up that day when all God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Up above my head, up above my head, there's freedom in the air. Freedom in the air. Up above my head, up above my head, there's freedom in the air. There's freedom in the air. And I really do believe, there's freedom right here. There's freedom right here. Yes.
There's freedom, right? Stop. Sorry, I like to clown sometimes. We've just heard from Dr. King's dreams spoken by our students. 6 excerpts that still sound like a promise and like a demand. They don't let us off the hook. They invite us to keep moving. Freedom, community, solidarity, justice. To help us cross from words into wisdom and from inspiration into responsibility, we're grateful to receive a reflection tonight by Lieutenant Colonel Terrance T.P. Pitts, Professor of Military Science here at the University of Portland, with over 27 years of service in the U.S. Army. But I want to introduce him less by title and more by character. In the short time I've known Terrance, he's become someone I look up to. He is observant, he speaks his mind, and he genuinely shows up for people, his students, this community, and honestly, for me. And he barely knew me when he started doing that. There's a line I keep coming back to with Terrance. He stays. I saw it in a small, funny way when we both volunteered for Dialogue Day with first-year students. After the first, I wonder if he'll remember, after the first hour, he came over warmly, as he always is. He told me it was good to see me, and he said he'd see me around. And I said, you're leaving? You know we're here for another hour, right? The look on his face was priceless. We're here for another hour. But without a complaint, he stayed. That's who he is, and it's not lost on me that he's offering this reflection at a time when the meaning of America is contested and heavy. And it stands in a complicated space as someone who serves the country but also refuses to surrender the country's soul. He has spent real reflective time on this. He's bringing us something honest, emotional, and timely, especially as he thinks about the America of his grandmother and the America we're living in now. Also, fun fact, he once wanted to be a ventriloquist. Yes, ventriloquist. Yes, that's what I said. Which feels right because he has a gift for voice. But tonight he's bringing us something more important than impressions, truth. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Terrance T.P. Pitts.
Good evening, Dr. Kelly, Dr. Mingle, distinguished guests, campus ministry, and students. Thank you again for joining us tonight to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Before I share my reflection on the late Dr. King, Jr., I would like to formally recognize the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Director, Mr. Sean Bay Brown. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the University of Portland's MLK Day ON event. The work that you are doing aligns with and continues the legacy of those who established the first diversity centers in higher education at San Francisco State College, now University, and Cornell University in the late 1960s. To those in attendance, I must share that my heart became heavy as I prepared this reflection. I reached out to Sean Bay and shared my personal feelings. It was not a matter of withdrawing, but a moment to connect honestly and vulnerably as Black men. In that moment, I shared that it is disheartening to see that there are currently happening in our country events that are happening in our country that reminded me of past events that occurred during a different era. I also shared that I come from a small, predominantly Black town in Louisiana and raised by my grandmother, who of age came during the moments of the civil rights movement and made certain choices she believed would protect me during those times. In 1962, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered a speech titled The Dilemma and the Challenge, in which he identified a fundamental contradiction in American life, particularly as it related to the lives and realities of Black Americans. Dr. King was not speaking about a single moment in history. He was diagnosing a condition where words freedom, justice, and equality are deeply embedded in our national identity, yet too often contradicted by lived experience. More than 60 years later, that dilemma has not disappeared. It has evolved. The language has changed, the systems have adapted, but the underlying contradiction remains. Dr. King argued that the dilemma was both simple and devastating. Our country knew what was right, our country failed to do what was right. During the civil rights movement, injustice was overt and public. Police dogs and fire hoses were used against Black children. Lynchings terrorized entire communities. White supremacy operated openly through laws, institutions, and social norms. Today, injustice often appears differently, yet still reflects enduring remnants of our nation's past. Violence is often procedural rather than overt. Dehumanization is on the rise. Racial and social inequities persist, affecting Black, brown, immigrant, LGBTQ+, and other historically marginalized communities. In the contemporary moment, we have witnessed rationalized and racialized violence in public spaces, acts that echo the violent tactics of earlier eras. From the Pacific Northwest to the Midwest to the East Coast and the South, extremist ideologies have surfaced in public spaces, seeking to provoke fear and division. The methods have changed, the moral contradiction has not. To understand this persistence, we need a different lens. And if our country were a patient, it would not simply need a routine checkup. It would require specialists, because habitual injustice is a deeper diagnostic issue. A cardiologist looks beyond outward symptoms to diagnose what lies beneath. My late grandmother, too, understood this metaphorically. When we traveled through certain small towns in Louisiana, she would not allow me to look around while we shopped. She once told me she did not want to see me on the news. Only later did I understand the deeper fear beneath her words. Yes, she too had a dilemma and a challenge within her heart. When inequality repeats itself generation after generation, it signals more than flawed legislation. It reflects a deeper condition, a collective comfort with inequality when it does not directly affect us, a normalization of fear-based assumptions about whose lives are risky, expendable, or even suspect, a tolerance for injustice as long as it remains abstract. Dr. King understood this distinction clearly. He argued that laws can regulate behavior, but they cannot by themselves transform character or values. Without confronting what we tolerate, excuse, or ignore, injustice simply adapts, making what we choose to see vitally important. An optometrist does not ask whether someone has eyes. They ask how clearly you can see. The country does not suffer from blindness, it suffers from selective vision. We see disorder, but not desperation. We see protest, but not the conditions that produce it. We consume daily news highlights and social media reels, but we not always review the historical context. We observe advances in law enforcement technology, yet our vision becomes obscured when evidence demands accountability. This obscured vision is rarely accidental. It is shaped by decisions, what we prioritize, what we dismiss, and what we delay addressing. Dr. King warned that injustice is sustained not only by hostility, but also indifference and comfort. This brings us directly to our present moment in higher education. Across the country, colleges and universities are navigating policy changes. funding pressures, and legal scrutiny related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. In many cases, the institutions publicly affirm values of access, dignity, and opportunity, while simultaneously scaling back, restructuring, or distancing themselves from the very initiatives designed to support those values. This tension is not merely political or financial. In my opinion, at its core, it is ethical. It reflects the same dilemma Dr. King identified, the distance between what institutions claim to value and what they are willing to defend when pressure is applied. When commitments to equity become conditional, when inclusion is treated as optional, or when justice is reframed as a risk rather than a responsibility, we are no longer discussing policy alone, we are examining institutional character and vision. Dr. King warned that progress does not fail only because of opposition, but because of hesitation disguised as moderation. Higher education now stands squarely within that warning. Dr. King's challenge was never passive reflection. It was intentional action. He called for courage over convenience, justice over mere order, truth over comfort, education over banned books and curricula being removed. Crucially, he placed responsibility not only on the misguided or the elected officials or the extremists, but on institutions and individuals who consider themselves reasonable, ethical, and well-intentioned. History reminds us that progress stalls only because of opposition, but because of silence. Universities are not neutral spaces. They shape leaders, they shape narratives, they shape futures. They determine which questions are asked, which histories are centered, and whose experiences are legitimized. So the central question is not whether justice or injustice exists. The real questions are, what will we do with the diagnosis? Will we treat symptoms or address root causes? Will we correct our vision or continue to look away? As Dr. King reminded us, the ultimate measure of a person is not where they stand in moments of comfort and convenience, but where they stand at times of challenge and controversy. Progress remains choice, values can change, perspective can be sharpened. Let's confront the dilemma, accept the challenge, and be on the right side of history. Thank you.
Our pianist tonight is Mr. Mark Steele. Yes. Yes. I am that I am. Which was and always has been. Oh, I am. I am that. I am. Ooh. And you will find that we've been together all this time. Knock and the door will open. I'm the way, the truth, the light. Oh yes, I am. forgotten from whence they came, yes. And let love remind us that we share the great name of the great name of I am, yes, yes. The hour is growing late. God has opened up his gates. Yes, he receives all people and all faiths. I'm claiming my estate, oh, my estate. Which was and always has been. Oh, yeah, yeah. The great I am. Always has been. God is the great I am, great I am. I am. The same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God of love, God of peace, God of justice, says that I am the great I am. Oh.
Friends, as we prepare to go back out into our world this evening, we take this final moment to name what has been true all night, that we carry light together, that we've gathered in joy, that we've gathered in hope, and that's a light that sustains us. And no matter who we are, where we come from, where we're going from here, we've been entrusted with a light, this dream of Dr. King's. And as we near the close of our Interfaith Vigil, we will share light as a sign of our unity and shared responsibility. Here is the UP community and our wider Portland community. This purple candle has been burning throughout the evening and represents our campus as a whole. From it, student representatives will now receive the flame and light the candles of their clubs and organizations. Because this is an interfaith unity vigil, we offer this light as a symbol that can hold many meanings: hope, dignity, courage, and truth. It reminds us that we belong to one another and that the work of freedom, community, solidarity, and justice is something we carry together. As each student comes forward, I will announce the organization they represent. First, I invite our representatives from MECHA to please come forward and light their candle. Now our friends from the Native American Alliance. from our Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Just excited. From the Latinx Student Union. Students Against Sexual Assault. The Black Student Athlete Association. The Ethnic Studies Club. The African Students Association. The Black Student Union. The Vietnamese Student Association. The Associated Students of the University of Portland. the Korean Student Association. It's interesting to watch everybody come up and light, and it shows, light the candles, it shows how light reacts so differently for so many people, and yet it all becomes the same type of light. And I think that's just a profound way for us to think about how we exit here this evening, is that each of us takes light in a little bit different way and goes forward from here, committed to doing all that we can. As we said at the beginning, this vigil is the second part of our 3 parts of MLK Day On here at the University of Portland. Yesterday we served, today we've gathered, tomorrow we reflect and act. So please join us for tomorrow's panel to conclude MLK Day On 2026, Freedom, Justice, Community, and Solidarity, where we will consider what does the dream demand of us now. This panel will be at 3 p.m. in the Brian Doyle Auditorium in Dundon Berchtold Hall. It will also be streaming live via Zoom on a webinar as well. Registration is required for that option. You can visit the MLK Day On website for further information. For our UP students, after the final song from our gospel choir, remember to check in with your event pass to earn an entry into the MLK Day On student prize drawing. Ooh. Student associates, I have no idea what you're going to win, but I'm sure it'll be awesome. Student associates will be at the front doors of the chapel to scan you in. A word of thanks to all those who helped make our vigil happen this evening. First off, a great word of thank you to our friends from our gospel choir. You've been here often enough with us for this. I think we can drop the honorary from honorary pilots, and you're just pilots now. So this is home. Thank you so much for your friendship and all the ways that you enliven this ceremony and all the ways that you enliven our community here in Portland. Thank you as well to our students for taking time out of your own schedules to be here this evening. To offer to us in a very real way the words of Dr. King and how his dream lives on. And of course, the dream wouldn't live on without the efforts of our Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Mr. Shombe Brown, who is the man behind the curtain. To anyone else who I am forgetting at the moment, thank you as well. Thanks to all of you for taking the time to be here on this Sunday evening. It is wonderful to share in this event with you. I believe our choir has one final song to lead us out of here in joy and hope. Rhonda, it's all yours.
I would like to thank Mr. Mendoza for helping us get situated and each time with the sound and everything. Thank you, Hector. I wanted to introduce our drumming section over here, y'all. We got father and son, Tyrone Hendricks, Takilo Hendricks. Yeah, just incredibly talented human beings. And our final vocalist, lead vocalist for this evening, Miss Alexis Walker, Arietta Ward, Miss Amy Lesage. All right, this song is by Hezekiah Walker, and it says, better. It's got to get better. It will get better. So let that minister to your soul.
People come, people go. Your life confused. Don't worry your soul, it will get better. Better, it will get better. Better, it will get better. God is in control. Find your grace within your heart. Hold it close, don't ever depart. It gets cold in the night, but you'll be alright. It will get better. Better. It will get better. Better. It will get better. God is in control. Whatever state I find myself in, I learn how to be secure, knowing that God will supply all my needs and He'll work things out for my good. Gonna get better, better, better. It will get better, better. It will get better. Gonna get better, 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 better. It will get better, 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 better. It will get better, God is in
We love you, and it will get better. Yes.